And welcome back to the latest episode of Energized. Barry, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, Roscoe. How are you today?
I'm doing absolutely fine, but that doesn't matter because if you're new to the Energized podcast,
Welcome.
and if you're a returning Energized listener,
Welcome back.
So Barry, we were at Bellator 227, or aka Bellator Dublin on the weekend.
We were.
Tell me about it.
Where do I start, Ross? First of all, like, everyone who was there, I'm sure some new people are checking out our work now. That was one of the best atmospheres I've been in a very, very long time.
I think it was the best MMA event I've ever been to in terms of the crowd.
Yeah.
It was like better than UFC Dublin.
Yeah.
Because I feel like everyone there knew what they were cheering for, as opposed to UFC Dublin. It was really like, go on, McGregor!
Yeah. No,
It's like, who's McGregor? It's like, is he the guy, the bald guy, or the other fella? It's like, the guy who walked out with the Irish flag, man.
Yeah, we're obviously going to go into detail about that whole card itself, but I think, like, when Peter Queally came out and he had Zombie playing by the Cranberries, and then he came back from almost dead, the atmosphere just went unbelievable.
Yeah.
He said post-fight that without that crowd, like, he could not quit without that crowd. And still to this moment, I don't know how to describe that crowd, because you're not going to get that anywhere else. No offense to anyone like from anywhere else, but like there was even people not from Dublin, not from Ireland, like saying that was the most craziest atmosphere ever.
I always spent like 20 minutes in work trying to explain to someone, and I was like, oh, and you know how I explained to you? I go, it was better than that, because it was just one of those things where I've never seen it. Peter Queally, as Barry said, when he walked out of Zombie, after he came out, Ryan Scope was coming out after him, and I don't know what Ryan Scope's walkout song was, because the crowd like sung over Ryan Scope's walkout song, the song Zombie, and it was like, it was out of this world, wasn't it?
Yeah. Some people said to us like, oh, I'm not paying that sort of money to go see these fights, and it's not even about the fighters itself, it's more like the atmosphere, and like when you're in that, like the show went on till about like 12 o'clock. Usually we were expecting to get out there by 11, but the show went on way longer.
It was 12:15, I think, by the time.
Yeah, it was unexpected, but like it was so like that. There moments like that are really, really hard to find in any sporting event. Like, I mean, I know the darts are always on wheels. It was sort of like the darts, but better. It was more like an Irish version of the darts.
But
songs.
It was one of those things where they weren't just locked for the sake of being locked watching the darts. I feel like the darts like, let's all get locked and go do, 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 as opposed to like people were actually like getting behind someone.
Yeah.
And it was like,
yeah. I can't wait for the next one.
I know, yeah. It's just actually so hard to explain how like special that arena was.
It was.
Sure, as you were saying when we were there, like even the refs took out their phones to record the crowd.
Yeah. And I think about it, there's people like Benson Henderson there, obviously Punk, Josh Thompson, who else? Like Goldie.
They were all saying they'd never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Ben Henderson was like, I owe Dublin a better fight than they gave tonight.
Yeah, he did. It was something crazy. Also, Dan Kirchen, who's like in charge of like the European scene of Bellator, he was saying that like they've already have it booked in to return in February, and I 100% tell you to get down there to the event. It's like just not to be missed. It's something crazy. It's something.
No way.
You can't even explain it properly. Like, I know we were recording it and stuff, but like it doesn't do justice. Like, even the bass in the place was so loud, like you scared the life out of yourself. But like
different gravy.
Yeah, but myself and Ross were there. We were part of the media. Ross even brought his home. He tried to get Conor McGregor to sign it, and Conor McGregor goes, "Who the fuck is that guy?" But that was such a crazy event, and they are coming back in February. So definitely get on that.
Be there, be square.
Yeah. Also, a quick shout out to the lads who are running FICON in February in Cork as well. It's not going to be on the same weekend, by the way. That's going to be in Cork. Tickets are actually on sale now, the early bird ones, and they're selling like hotcakes.
Yeah, I think we have a discount code. If you like use code Energized, you get some money off it. I can't remember whether it was 10%, 15%, 20%, but it's some percent.
It's some percent. We'll let you know if you want to find out. Just
or if you buy a ticket, let us know how much you got off.
Yeah. But I think we may as well start off with the card, Ross, because the title of the show is Irish MMA is Back. Myself and Ross, we got there on time for Philip Mulpeter's fight against the Butcher. Philip Mulpeter actually won by decision. And then, as we do, Ross, we went for a gander around the arena.
Yeah, we did indeed. We went up and got some food as well. Bellator actually catered first, which was quite nice. Barry got fish, and like he goes, I don't want to keep on going on about the fish. So like he was going on about the fish. He got like
I did.
Melvin Manhoff was there, Fabian Edwards was there, I'm trying to think else. Jeremy Stevens was there, Who else there, Barry?
We were there.
P.T. Carroll was there.
P.T. Carroll.
Yeah.
MMA Jim.
MMA Jim.
Conor McGregor was there.
Gareth A. Davis. Like, no. The usual suspects, one might say.
Yeah.
It was actually great to see. I was surprised Hoist Gracie wasn't there, actually.
Yeah, same here.
But look, Bellator also had 228 on the following night, so like they had to like sort of split their Bellator celebs, didn't they?
Yeah. I just... It's so funny because this week we were like, right, well, we focused more on UFC 228.
243.
No, 243 this weekend. Oh, sorry, UFC 243 that's on this weekend. Whitaker's taking on Adesanya. Or should we look back at Bellator Dublin? But it was just like such a big event, and we were there also, so we're going to look into it.
So we'll do a bit of both.
Yeah. So if you're enjoying the show anyway, make sure to like and hit a subscribe if you have not subscribed.
So Barry, who were the standouts of the show for you?
Well, Elias Boulay, the Dutch kickboxer, he had a very impressive win. Ross made very good mates with his brother, the Dutch Polly D.
Yeah, oh my god, his brothers were like obsessed with us. His brother goes to me, he was like, "Are you on drugs?" And I was like,
Yes.
I was like, "No, why?" And he was like, "You've really big eyes." I was like, "Thanks." So I was born this way. And then I was like, "I'm actually sound close over. I'm here with the media." And he was like, "You must know my brother, Elias Boulay." And I was like, "Yeah, saw him with the knee." And then he was wearing a Barcelona tracksuit, and he's like, "I have all the tracksuits."
Right here, fuck him anyway, right? Richie Smullion won as well, and then Danny Nealon won her debut as well. We'll just look quickly into the main card because it was a weird one here.
Yeah, the way they do it is they have like the regular prelims, then they have like the American card, and then they have like the Irish main event. It's like 3 cards in one. By the way, Bellator, when you do come back, like please don't do 18 fights again. Like 12 is plenty. No.
It's hard to look through the scan through here. Will Fleury was beaten by a guy called Norbert Novieni Jr., who was only 19, by the way. Keep an eye on him as well. Ross said that he was doing the Fortnite dances as well.
Yeah, he was indeed. He was doing the flossing and then like that one.
I feel like those dances are a bit done now or something, aren't they?
Yeah, they are a bit, but maybe he hasn't got a chance to fight and he's been practicing.
Actually, that's very true, yeah. Liam McCourt won as well, very impressively as well.
Yeah.
And then Benson Henson got to a split decision with Miles Jury. And
Did not win the unanimous decision, no?
Well, it says winner decision. Sorry, I was just.
He just used to win. Benson win.
I know, like some of the fights were fucking shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you do?
That wasn't though. That was a good fight.
It was like when you know they're coming out and it's going to be a decision, you're a bit like, might you go to the Jacks? Well, I signed a few autographs in the Jacks. But here we're talking about the worst ones first.
Let's get the main.
Like Kiefer Crosby won by decision as well.
He didn't really look like he was. He looked a bit trigger shy, didn't he?
Yeah, something looked off at him as well. But here, look, Peter Creedy defeated Ryan Scopia. Peter Creedy won the first round. In the second round, he got knocked down, and I don't know how he got back up and won. Like a zombie.
Yeah. There's also something about Peter Creedy and watching him, like, he can't be put away, isn't there? You just expect him to be there throughout the entire fight. He got back up. In fairness, Ryan Scope basically had him finish at one stage, and if the ref actually like pulled Ryan Scope off, you would have been like, fair enough. Yeah,
like it was funny because myself and Ross were watching it, and like just right, we were at the very back of the row, and then like all like Artem and all like Keane Cowley and all stand behind us, and I was like, "Cowell, I think we really can't get up," but like try not to say it too loud in case Artem called me out for a bare knuckle boxing match. Yeah, and then like I was like hugging Sergey and I was hugging Artem after that. I was like, unbelievable. It was incredible. It was like Hall Pendred when he came back on UFC Dublin. Yeah. I'm trying to think of other ones. I wasn't far off Czech Congo coming back against Pat Barry. Yeah. You see, when you see them fights on TV, you're like, no way. But when you're totally invested in all, see, that's the thing. There were so many fights, right? So you're so like high, low, and then you're like, oh, geez, I need a monster or a coffee or something. But it's so warm, you can't have a coffee. I was like, I need to go get a drink. Ross was like, don't get a beer, and I was like, yeah, I was gonna get a triple Jaeger bomb. But yeah, so Peter Creedy won, fair play to him. As I said, Kiefer Crosby won. But Michael Venom Page defeated Richard Curley by knockout in the first round. Ross, what do you say? This was like just extremely one-sided. Venom Page also got a point taken off him for unsportsmanlike conduct. Barry, what did you actually think of that? Oh, I don't know. I thought it was very harsh. I thought it was like unnecessary. I actually think, right, if you can actually put someone in such a bad position that you can like freeze to be like, oh, selfie, you know what I mean? Like, you should be allowed to do it. What do you think? Apparently, I'm not against it. I'm not for it, but I'm not against it. Richard Coyley got like €1,000 fine for giving him the finger.
I feel like you're fighting someone like and you give it, and you're like, there you go. You know what I mean? Like that should be fine.
Especially the back and forth they've had in the build up.
Yeah, exactly. But that flying knee was something special, wasn't it?
Yeah, Michael Van Impe. I think we actually said it to each other. We were like, you were like, he's going to hit him with something, and then a flying knee, and then it was like, oh shit, there it was.
Yeah, but like you could just tell the way the two of them were sort of going about with that. MVP was, he was going to finish him with something spectacular. He wasn't going to just let him,
Let him away with it.
Be done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was going to be something like devastating.
Yeah. James Gallagher also won in the main event against Roman Salazar in like 24 seconds.
Yeah, sunk guillotine in, and that was it. That's all she wrote.
Well, that's basically all the fights in the card. Ross, a few things I want to discuss about the card, because some people said people are fighting tin cans, this, that, and the other. What did you make of the fights themselves? Because it seems like I know James Gallagher and Kiefer Crosby had late replacements, but
I'll give you my opinion on it, right? First of all, Kiefer Crosby ended up fighting a BJJ black belt, and like Kiefer's main skill is striking, so therefore a last minute replacement for him with a totally different opponent than he was originally faced. I mean, you're going to be that bit more attentive. The last thing you want to do is lose someone on 6 days' notice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I'll agree to that, and then I'll ask you another question. You can see James and Kiefer getting serious preferential treatment here, but when is it going to get to the stage where they are actually fighting in an actual weight class rather than their own catch weights?
Well,
you know what I mean?
In fairness to James, he was originally scheduled to fight at bantamweight, but then he ended up, his opponent pulled out, so he had to fight someone at a catch weight. And then James made the catch weight, and then his opponent still weighed it overweight. And look, when someone pulls out in 4 or 5 days' notice, it's hard to get a replacement for them. That fella Elner, he was 8-2, so like, it's hard to tell whether these guys are decent because they don't have much of a name.
Yeah, I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm just sort of asking the questions people are asking, you know, because we can't be blowing smoke with people's asses.
No, well, like, I don't think I can name 10 people in the bantamweight division. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a...
Although there's a Grand Prix going on, no?
Yeah, but that's the featherweight division.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, it's not as if it's stacked. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, well, it looked like Will Fleury, he got a good scene to him there. Will was on our show.
Yeah.
Obviously, the performance of the night has got to Peter Queally.
Yeah.
Like, even Conor McGregor was there. He jumped to him. I don't know, it was just an unbelievable atmosphere. It did feel very Irish, and like everyone, like when you looked around, everyone was taking part. It's obviously coming back again in February. When we know the dates, we'll let you know. But Ross, what needs to be done for the next time Bellator rolls around to Dublin again? Because obviously we're going again. By the way, I sent Holly an email. Thanks, Holly, if she's listening.
Yeah.
Saying thanks again for looking after us. I CC'd you in as well. And nice. I said we'll see her again in February.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Holly. But you gotta have to keep on coming with the Dublin guys and the Irish guys. You know what I mean? That's what needs to be done. I think maybe get Dylan Dallas on the card. I'd probably throw James and maybe a contender fight. Maybe give him the Banderas rematch. That could add a bit of traction.
I suppose he might be fighting Brian Moore.
Yeah, that could be good in the London card.
Yeah. I'd love if they got Cian Cowley on the card as well, and if they got Ian Gary on the card as well. Like that would like, you know what I mean? And obviously if Redzer was on the card as well, if like there was only one Team Rhino person on, I think.
Yeah, it was Keith McCabe.
Yeah.
And he lost to Honey Badger.
Yeah.
Look, if they just give us a similar enough card to what they gave there, just like everyone gets slightly up a step, I think I'd be all about it.
Like we didn't even need the Benson Henderson Mild Juries fight.
No.
Because people were sort of like, we just want Irish people constantly. And then like MVP was also a bonus as well.
Yeah.
But like,
oh, it gives MVP back. MVP was like, I love fighting in Ireland.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
Well, like he even though he was fighting an Irish person.
Yeah, so that's.
I feel like people weren't overly trying to boo him. You know that?
No,
he got cheered afterwards.
Yeah, he says I'm MIP, Michael Irish Page.
Yeah.
Anything else to say about Bellator Dublin, Ross? Before we move on to Bellator,
you know what? I go as far to say it was event of the year. You know that?
Yeah, man, that atmosphere. Unbelievable. Like the show, like this episode if you actually went to the event, and if you're going to go next time.
I actually wouldn't mind watching it back on TV just to hear how loud the crowd are in the background when you're watching TV. Yeah,
it was absolutely crazy. Just another quick thing, Bellator 229 is on this weekend. Anthony Koreshkov is taking on Renzel Larkin. Also Bellator 228 was on the Saturday as well, but like
Pitbull won.
We can't
and our mate Musasi won. So
but it's bigger fish to fry here as well. Also, UFC Copenhagen was on. Jack Manson lost against Jared Cannonier. Ross, we both thought Manson would win. Cannonier won second round. Anything to say?
And he called out the winner of this weekend's fight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So we might as well move on to this weekend.
Exactly.
Also, poor Gunnar Nelson lost as well to Gilbert Burns. That was a bit shy.
Yeah. So this Saturday, UFC
243,
243,
Melbourne, Australia.
Marvel Stadium.
Our mate, Robert, the Grim Weeper, Whittaker versus Stylebender, Israel Adesanya for the unified middleweight UFC championship of the world. Barry, are you excited for this fight and no other fight on the card?
Oh, 100% like anyone else. Quick thing to say, Whittaker is after pulled out of his last 2 fights, so we don't know if he's 100% going to make it, but
he better.
I 100% have a feeling this is his time. The last 16 months, Adesanya has fought 6 times. Whittaker has fought none. Adesanya is the current interim champ. Whittaker is the current champ. Ross, it all goes down on Saturday. We're going to see who the king of... where would that be?
The king of the oceanic hemisphere.
Yeah. Ross, Whittaker, Adesanya this weekend. Let us know what you think.
For me, if you asked me this question 6 months ago, I would have probably been like, "Oh no, Whittaker. Whittaker's looking unbeatable at the moment. He doesn't stop. He doesn't give up." But I actually thought Whittaker lost his last fight at UFC 225 to Yoel Romero, and he got dropped a few times. And I feel if he gets dropped against Stylebender, which he probably will, Stylebender is like the slicker striker of the two. I think he'll get the job done, to be honest.
All right.
What's your take on it?
See, because we haven't met Adesanya, but like we met Whittaker in such a nice guy. I feel like Adesanya puts it on a lot, so therefore it's easier for me to like Whittaker.
Yeah. So this isn't a popularity contest.
Oh no, I'm getting into it. I'm coming from the origin of what my thoughts come from, right? Whittaker's obviously the champ, hasn't fought in so long. Adesanya's stayed fresh. See, the thing is, I want to side with Whittaker, but I think like Adesanya is like fresher. He can also like probably like teep kick into the stomach. I think Whittaker has definitely left something in the octagon the last 2 times he fought Romero, whereas Adesanya I think only did last time. But Whittaker's only real chance is to take Adesanya down, and if he can't do that, he's also smaller. Adesanya can just. He won't. I don't think he'll knock him out. I think he'll go the full distance. I think it's going to be like an Adesanya Gastelum part 2.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think Adesanya in the last fight against Gastelum, I feel like he got that. I have that in me, that heart of a champion, as opposed to Whittaker already knows he has the heart of a champion, and he's almost like, it's almost Robbie Lawler-esque, as in like, you'll eventually go brain dead, but give over, will you?
Oh, yeah.
And like that's how I look at Robert Whittaker now, and like not in a bad way. Obviously, he's still young and he's an incredible champion, and he's very, very well rounded. Yeah. I just feel like he's taking those few too many unnecessary shots to the head from people like Yoel Romero. He got knocked out by Wonder Boy as well. I just look at Adesanya and go, he probably has more of a blueprint to beat Whittaker than Whittaker does to beat Adesanya.
Yeah, I say Adesanya is more polished, especially in striking. Whittaker is more of a wrestler.
But you never know. Whittaker might go for a takedown. Like a lot of people don't know this, but like Whittaker actually tried to go out for the Australian Olympic wrestling team.
Well, that's what I mean. The only way I can see him winning is with like to take him down. But let's see what that happens.
You know what he could do? He could take him down for the first 2 rounds and like just like absolute gas him over, and that could be it over.
That's very true. So we're both going Adesanya, are we?
Yeah.
Okay. But who do you think the winner should take on next as well before we wrap up the show, Ross?
Jeez, I suppose Cannonier called out the winner, but I have not much interest in that.
No.
I suppose Paulo Costa is really the only logical person for them to fight, isn't it? After he beat Romero by split decision.
Let's see. Maybe. Yeah, let's see. That's actually not a bad show.
That was UFC 241, I think.
Yeah. Well, really see all the rest of the fights on the card aren't that great. Quintus taking on Dan Hooker. Tai Tuivasa on the card as well. And Holly Holm unfortunately pulled out. But that's the fight to watch. We'll be keeping you updated as well, by the way. Aloy Quinton I'm going to go for. Doesn't bother me. It doesn't really bother me at all.
Yeah, but it could be a nice fight. Actually, a bit of a slobber knocker.
All right. Fair play to the boys. Well, we'll keep you up to date on everything during the week. And thanks for staying energized. Anything else, Ross?
No, thanks a million. Like, subscribe. You know what to do. And as always,
stay energized.
Stay energized.